Well, I guess for probably 33 minutes of that game, we were really good. The first 5, 6 seemed like it was just a hangover from probably Houston. It seemed like we were just playing lethargic. And the thing I like about our basketball team is I think our bench is very, very important. And they got a chance to come out and really brought energy. They brought defensive intensity. They came out establishing an inside presence with Daniel. They had good ball movement. And, of course, CJ, he comes out and he was lighting it up. But I thought it was all triggered by our defense. And Larry Eustace's team, they just came off a big, big win. They got in foul trouble with their big guys, so they went with a small lineup, and we did a good job of taking advantage of that. Had 0 turnovers in the first half, which means we took care of the basketball. Even though their defense was packed in, I thought we did a good job of not just settling. Early on, I thought we settled for jump shots. And when that group came in, I thought they really got the energy going, got the atmosphere charged up, and before you know it, I thought our defense really made the game a 94-foot game.
All right, well, no questions. We got a mic to you.
Bob, I guess you get the first question every time. That guy had the mic, and he gave it to you.
Well, that was whoever.
That's respect there.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
Mike, you guys didn't have your first turnover until there was 15 minutes left in the game. Eustace said something like he thought that was a stat of the year. What did you think about that? What was the key?
And I was pissed off. No, I wasn't. I was not. No, it was. I thought we did a good job of taking care of the basketball, and something we always talk about, valuing the basketball. And I thought we had great ball movement. And the great ball movement, 22 assists. The other night we had 7 assists. Now, granted, we didn't make some shots, but I thought the ball was moving with purpose. Taking advantage of what their defense was giving us. Like I said, their 2 big guys got in foul trouble, and so we established an inside game. And before you know it, now our defense gets involved. But again, we want to be a team that take care of the basketball. Possession game, I thought was our favor tonight. So when you talk about the turnovers, they had 19, although they had 15 points on the offensive glass in the first half. We did a much better job in the second half of neutralizing that. We made more field goals than they did. And when you take care of the basketball, it makes a big, big difference.
You talked about the turnovers. You won that 19-5 tonight. But also it seemed like there were a lot of deflections, a lot of plays, that it wasn't just one thing. It was steals, deflections, shot clock, drawing charges. You talked about defense in your last press conference. What was the turnaround this time versus maybe the last couple of games?
I thought it was the defense. I thought the guys coming off the bench and really just coming out with a defensive mindset. We're down, I think, 12-2 or what have you, and that group came in and 13-2, and before you know it, they're taking charges. They're touching balls. The first play of the game, if you recall, Trey actually touched the ball, and they got a dunk. And so you go like, whoa. But it's amazing when you bring guys out there with great energy. They start touching the basketball. And they came up with it, and here we are scoring on the other end. And I just thought they played real free until the other guys got it going, and then before you know it, now our team is playing how we've been playing all year long. But it starts with defense, and there are nights when you're not going to shoot it, and we want to start inside out, not necessarily outside in. And I thought we tried to start on the outside, and that was the biggest difference tonight. I thought our guys did a good job of really sharing the basketball and trusting. Trusting. When CJ got open, he missed one shot, and I'll be done. We got an offensive rebound. They kicked it right back to him. And he has no conscience, and so he knocked it down. That's a good thing. But I thought Daniel, again, keeps giving us great minutes, even in putting pressure on the basketball. I thought that was a big difference in the game, that we didn't allow them to run the offense. They run a lot of that stuff through the forwards coming out, and even saw Daniel deflect one and come up with it and get a dunk. That's exciting basketball.
Darius hit some shots, I think played 18 minutes. How important is it for him to kind of emerge as that fifth guard to maybe even out the minutes a little bit?
Well, he brings so much to the table. He's a great – you think about it. For a guy his size, he's a great rebounding guard. He's a tremendous defensive player. And so his is just getting the experience. I think there are times when he tries to do too much, but I thought tonight he was in the flow. He came out there with a group that came out there. They were blue-collar. And it's amazing when you don't think. You just play instinctively. The ball was being reversed. He had a wide-open shot, and he just knocked it down. And they came back to him again, and he knocked it down. So all that does is build confidence in your guys. I thought Orlando played well. It was his first time out, out of the gates, and he's doing all the gritty things that I know he's capable of doing. And it's just a matter of, getting the rhythm. He has some nice shots, some nice look at the basket. But he gets those rebounds that don't just come to you. There are some rebounds you got to go chase down. And I just think he does that, and he has a great understanding about defense and fixing things on defense, and one of those guys can flash to the open spot on offense. So we got to get him even more ready, and I think what that does is makes our bench even that much stronger.
Mike, what do you think's been the key to CJ's scoring pop here the last 4 games especially? I think he's like 13 out of 27 threes, and he's averaged, about 15, 16 points in that span.
Well, I think the opportunity and the experience, going through last year, and he put some time in on all season, and I just think he's getting a little more seasoning. He's playing with a lot more confidence, and you got to remember, people are really zeroing in on Darryl and Barford, and a lot of people think that's how you stop the Razorbacks, and I think this is how we've got to be, where you try to guard those guys real hard. And then we got some other guys. Daniel can get inside and score for us. Dustin Thomas, we saw him. He's really improved, especially in practice in terms of shooting the basketball, maybe spacing that floor. So now our guys can really start getting into the lanes. I think Darius is a guy that can score. So we got multiple guys that can score in a lot of different ways. But I think with him, that's credit to CJ. And our guys are trusting him.
How big is that? You got the 3 senior guards that are all scoring double figures. How big is that to have a 4th guard that's scoring that well?
I think it's big. I think you got to have, to me, the more weapons you have, then people can't just zero in on those guys. And he's capable of getting, in high school he got big numbers. So he's one of those guys that's capable of doing that. And I really thought he played efficient basketball defensively. And that was the thing that last year that kept him away. And now he's got a better sense of being in the right place, right time. Even, got I think a deflection that came up and scooped it to the hole. Made a nice. His first pass to Daniel was a great bounce pass on that baseline for a dunk. So doing more things than just shooting the basketball.
Anything else for Coach?
All right, thank you, guys. Do I need to sit down, Bob? Okay, I'll sit down for you, Bob. It's an honor to talk to Bob. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You guys got a new AD hired from Houston. Just wonder what your reaction was to having the AD spot filled.
Well, I got a chance. I got a call from Hunter, and get a chance to visit with him tomorrow. And looking forward to him joining our family and leading us. I think we're in a good position, and I think him coming in will give us an opportunity to go beyond that. So I'm looking forward to getting a chance to meet him.
As well, he was at the game Saturday night. I guess he was rooting for Houston, but he still was there. Did you find any irony in that?
It didn't even dawn on him until you just said it, Bob. But we're looking forward to it. I'll tell you what, I want to welcome him to our family, and just looking forward to having an opportunity to work with him to build championships, continue to build championships here in Razorback country.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay.